On our way to Essex, we stopped in St Albans.
St Albans.
And it actually turns out that quite a lot of you that watch the channel are from St Albans, because I had a lot of Instagram messages regarding this town. And do you know what? You were lucky people, because, I don't know, actually, it was like a needle in a haystack, but the haystack was stacked.
Yeah, I think...
That makes sense?
Yeah, for me, the tale of the town, so to speak, was... really good prices with really great stuff, or very, very, very expensive. There was no middle ground.
No. First up, though, we did Austin stumbled across it, and then I stumbled across it. But this is a replica of a Mulberry Alexa.
Yep.
Which is a satchel bag, very high cult following with the Mulberry buyers.
And it was re-released, actually, a few years ago.
It was re-released, and you can now pick it up full price for £1,250 at all your leading Premier stockists. However, this was £6, and it was for Casey. But promising that we saw an element of, I know it sounds weird, but if there's an interest in designer, there will be something that we can find. Does that make sense?
Exactly that.
Yeah.
And once again, let's reiterate, that bag was light. It wasn't an obvious fake necessarily for most people. To us, obviously, we work for Mulberry and Finish, so that kind of ticks that box. It was light. The hardware wasn't great, but there were a few different issues with it.
Telltales.
And also it was £8. Having said that, we bought stuff really cheap, which has been authentic. But just giving you a couple of tips there. So this was a vintage Give Me a Hug a sweatshirt. It's 90s. It's a vintage tag, and it was £2.
It's just fun. Once again, going back to the whole nostalgic thing, anything that sort of has a comedy edge is a bear hugs, all that kind of fun stuff.
We actually put it on our small human today, and it looked amazing with the sleeves rolled, so we may even keep it.
You did go past the kin then. I left that footage in just to, punish you for going past the kin.
Verbally and mentally. Then you came over and said, look what I found. It's a fake Mulberry. Really cool. And you know what the best bit was? It took me, Bethany's cut it out, but it took me forever and a day, because once again, the postman's lock, which is the kind of twisty push lock, if your lung had snapped, it took me ages to actually to close it, and you had opened it again. I was like, good luck with that.
This is Cloth & Stone. Cloth & Stone has a bigger American market, if we're honest. However, they do stock it to Anthropology, so it does have that following. I do like to pick up the denim pieces from this brand. I think they sell the best, personally.
Especially the worn kind of denim, like faded out denim.
I was like patchwork as well. So it was £4 for like a shirt, tie, dress, and I would expect 45 to 50 back. It doesn't sell the fastest, just because that following isn't in this country as much as abroad.
Would you say mostly States on that kind of piece?
Yeah, so that's what I just said, yes. So I just said United States of America. Did you clock that at any point?
No, that's once again, as I said before, multiple videos, I don't listen. I'm looking at the footage, and I'm trying to... kind of give some kind of vocal guidance. Okay.
For anyone who is local to St Albans, or is visiting, or just wants to know, this was at what I would say is at the bottom of town.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was.
Well, it depends which you came, but yeah, I know what you mean.
It was definitely the cheapest. Everything sort of was like a set price, if that makes sense.
It was so fairly priced.
It was like £4 for like.
Pretty much everything,
or a basic dress, and then it went up a bit depending on
maybe £8-10 for a jacket or a coat, something like that.
I didn't even think I saw an £8-10 thing. Did you? Look like that's £3.
No, I'm saying heavier pieces like coats and jackets.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like the t-shirts and hello. Yep, we're still going.
I dropped an iPad. There was a large variety of selection as well, so I'm glad we started with this shop. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It was a good kind of to get into the flow. I don't know if other people who do pick whether it's for yourself or to resell, but if you go through charity shops, sometimes you're a bit of I just want to check the t-shirts, or I just want to check this, or I'm not really in the mood. I think sometimes that's the worst thing ever. I do it myself. Everyone does it. I get it. But I think sometimes if you get in there in the first shop, we've said it before, and really kind of go through every rail, it kind of gives you a little bit of a spurt to kind of crack on with the next kind of stores you go into.
Yeah, these fluffy hats are really on trend right now. The bigger the better. For example, Megan Fox, she's a great advocate.
Oh, she has amazing ones.
Giant fur hats. So once again, that's an example of shopping on trend.
Yeah,
that makes sense?
If you put that on, once again, like, it's just not something we pick up for the sake of picking up. But if you put that on Depop and put £25 in it and mentioned her, for example, as a keyword, probably
you're on for a winner.
Yeah, exactly.
We do go through every single piece in every single charity shop, women's and men's, and it is quite time consuming. So we do edit up so that, it highlights the good or best pieces. This is a custom made oversized knit.
Lovely sleeves.
Mall. But they do sell that brand now on ASOS. However, it is a pricier brand. What you want to look out from that brand is a line called Made by Numbers, and they're limited runs of sort of exceptional pieces.
They do a lot of kind of like tailoring as well, don't they?
Yeah, this is a Whistles jumper. I thought it was giving 90s vibes, that velvet knit. And it was £4, and I would list that for 35 to 40 because it was really, really quite nice.
Yep.
So we picked up a few pieces in the first shop. As we were leaving, I drew Austin's attention to these shoes. If they were a bit more of a modern shape, I probably would have gone for them.
Yeah,
but they are super cool. They're a Skada, unused, and they've got that really nice,
vintage.
Yeah, that E and the heart stitching. Now that I'm looking at them like that, they were £15. Now that I'm looking like that, they were so clueless, weren't they?
Yeah, they were actually really, really nice. That could have been a whole with like a whole mini skirt kind of jacket vibe. Yeah, agreed.
Okay, deep regrets. You probably get,
why did we do this to ourselves?
You probably would get 100, 120 at a push. For that shoe. And hindsight is a wonderful thing, and it happens to all of us.
It's 2020, as they say.
It happens worse when you record what you do in a day and you have to rewatch it.
Do you know what's worse than that? Recording it somewhere really, really far away, so you can't just pop back the next day and go and get it.
Anyone else wants to get them?
This is a Congo or printed veg tan Mulberry purse, just the darker one at the top there next to the blue bag. That was up for, I think, £25. They retail, I think, last outlet price was around 100. I think they were like 95 maybe.
They were a purse they continued to make for outlet because it was a popular vintage style.
Which kind of devalued it. It did to all intents and purposes.
This is a Kooples Sport. This is really cool. A rugby. It's got the embroidered logo on it.
Grandad neck.
Really it's cool. It's just cool, isn't it? The Kooples can be quite grunge, can be quite rock and roll. So that was a nice piece for £15. This is you read the label.
Helena blah blah blah.
Yeah, very classic quilted jacket with the leather trim. They wanted a bit too much for that one for us, but it's definitely a brand to look out for those classic pieces.
That was a classic kind of Nike pullover, waterproof, 3XL. Yeah, go well on Depop. Probably around about £35.
Arket for men here, £6.25 or 95, whatever strange price they chose to put on it. I've never actually sold any Arket menswear. If anyone has any experience in it, then let us know.
Yeah, actually,
that was just
that's
a
true.
grey, casual, could be formal shirt, cotton. It was very nice, very classic. But I've never sold it, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
it
like
might
you said,
be
if
great,
comment down below
great.
if you have sold men's. We've sold quite a few bits of ladies, but once again, not in men's. But to be fair, but just because we haven't come across it.
Yeah, the prices did start to fluctuate in this shop, so they started to get a little bit higher.
Yeah,
and then a few pieces were like crazy money,
and a few pieces weren't actually.
I think there's Hobbs, for example. I think it's like £25. Yeah, £25 for
That's why I showed it. It was a wool dress, but nonetheless, it was £25.
But I did find this Etro shirt. Etro, we love Etro. If anyone who doesn't know, love Etro.
Yeah, same.
Striped shirt, known for stripes.
Known for that kind of greeny colour too.
This retails for about £200. It does fluctuate depending on sales, etc., etc.
Resale, what would you expect for this?
I would still expect about 100 to 110. £6.95 paid.
Yeah, that's a bargain. Once again, Etro men's, ladies, anything in Etro is high value.
Yes. Ventured over to the coats. We've been very matter of fact in this video. I like it. Very to the point. We ventured over to the coats, and where Austin found a Mark here it is. Mark chain coat, £40, but it is a very nice puffer. It was down-filled.
Yeah.
Mark chain is one of those, I call them cruise line brands. So you see them in sort of like high-end classic designer shops, independent designer shops.
Sorry to interrupt. That's insane. That comp's insane to me. That's such a cheap coat.
I think it was underpriced in that comp.
Like amazingly.
But I wanted to show, for example, is that's the kind of thing that happens with Mark chain.
And I agree that their retail's so high.
Yeah. And just before we were about to leave the shop, we were with my dad on this occasion. He was looking at records. He deals in records, and Austin went back to the shoes and found these because apparently I have no eyes in my head.
Bethany picked these up and didn't get them. Didn't realise.
You're looking for this logo, And I did pick them up. I picked them up. I looked at them, and I'm an idiot. And then you're looking off for this logo. This is Loave. Some people say Loe, but it is Luave.
Luave.
Luave. If you say it with an accent, it's easier. These are boots. They're £900 retail boots. They are absolutely fabulous. We paid the grand total of £10. They're a size 7. Yes, I've tried them on. Yes, they're very comfortable. They're not keepers for me because I'm so not that person.
I actually bought those on their own because I'd already did my main purchase and was waiting, like Bethany said, for your dad to finish.
I would expect about £300 to £400 back on that style of boot. It's current season to last season. So
I honestly think they must have been a mix up in a charity bag, if you will, because I don't know, like we don't have that all the time. That kind of quality of shoe and that kind of, once again, it's almost like, what is it current?
This is a great menswear brand. They do women's as well. They do some excellent collabs. Camper do really well on the resale market, so always be on the lookout for them. They're last season, but some of the independent shops still have them as full season because they're a season behind.
I'm with you.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yes.
That's what you call sale season for the retail guys out there.
We actually picked this up for ourselves. It was £3. It's called a Cubebot. They actually sell them on endclothing.com. It's sort of one of these really cool design pieces, and they come in all different sizes. The only size I can find for resale and current sale is the mini ones.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put a comp up in a minute because we did get this for £3. But the mini ones sell for £15, and I'm saying they're like tiny. Our one, I just unfolded it when we got home, and he's giant.
Yeah, like the small ones are like maybe double, triple the size of a Lego man. This one is like, what, I reckon about 10, 12 inches?
Yeah, massive. Well worth looking out for. He is just a wooden robot that goes into a cube and then you pull him out and he looks like that. But that's the mini one, yeah. But it seems to be like a museum. You know, at the end of a museum, you pay way too much for like fun designed pieces.
Yeah, I agree.
But
it's so well put together. It's all wood. All the joints kind of move. It's
a fun thing to look out for, but it is going into our personal collection.
It's just a cool thing. It's £3.
Strange things that we own.
Yeah.
£3. From what I can see, the resale on the bigger ones would be about 30-40. But to be honest, I can't find one, so you can pretty much not name your price, but pretty much name your price.
I mean, if you want one and you have a small one, you're interested in them, you will pay a little bit more. I think.
Are you ready for this? Are you ready for these prices? So
Hit me.
Got Mara Hoffman,
which is an amazing brand. People, everyone, look out for it.
For £60. We have Diane von Furstenberg for £50.
Which, unless it's a wrap dress, I'm going nowhere near that money.
But these are great brands to look out for. This is Bash, B-A-and-S-H, and that is £60. And then we got a Love Moschino, which is obviously the sister brand, and this was £40. This was the most expensive shop by far. Great brands. I think you could win if you were patient. Does that make sense?
Yep.
I found some Orla Keeley cosmetic pouches. One was 20 and one was 25, and they had notable signs of wear.
Can I just ask, that's more than retail, correct?
I could find one under that for
full price
retail.
new.
Yeah, I could, yeah. They're not like exceptional pieces or anything like that. Did find this Bimble and Lola. This was £5.50.
New label Bimble and Lola.
Yeah, it was in like a terry cloth. So that would have been worth it. But you know when you're in a shop and you're like,
God, that's not a pretty reflection,
I don't want to give them my money.
Yes, I do. It was a bit one of those shops, and like you said, this shop specifically, I mean, you can see 50, 80, 60, 100.
It's great for brand reference.
Of course.
It's a great shop to look for and look for what you want to see.
So
Rupert Sanderson.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Okay, you carry on.
100. Jill Sander, 150. My dad's lost the will to live at this point, and he is leaving.
Yeah.
But it carried on, and the brands got not as good as you went down, but the top ones. Michael Kors, £60.
They had amazing brands, and to be fair, I guess maybe the area. The location itself, kind of for, what do you call it, donations, I should.
Yeah, and we're not saying that they shouldn't charge these prices. We're not saying anything like that. It's our jobs to find the cool things and the things, but it shows that the brands are getting donated in this area, and if you are patient and you have time, then it's worth doing.
Is outstanding. It was £100 reduced from 150. It's a Marge. And it is just like one of the nicest.
She loved it.
She loves fur coats. That's why she has in it. It's not real fur, just to clarify. But yeah, it's a gorgeous thing. I actually was in love with it in general. The quality, the finish. You know, when you just see something nice.
Yeah.
Just to add on to what you just said as well, when we say, you know, we're not about prices. I just want to clarify, everyone kind of sometimes, well, not everyone, but we get digged out sometimes on comments by kind of saying, oh, God, you know, it's charity shops, blah, blah, blah. We've had the conversation 1,000 times over. Charge what you like, charity shops. It's our job as resellers to find the goodies. Simple.
Yes. St. Albans gets a 10 out of 10. If you live there, you're a lucky bunch of bunnies.
A very special video coming next. Keep your eyes peeled. Bye.